Hey, welcome back to Life After Divorce. I am your host, Chris. This is episode 4, and we're going to talk about the emotions or emotional roller coaster of divorce today. But before I do, really appreciate all the positive feedback that you've provided so far. And if you want to know each week whenever I'm trying to roll these videos out, I'm trying to be diligent and do it the same time or same day of the week, if you will. But if you want to know, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Appreciate the likes, appreciate all the positive feedback as well. And, the emotions of divorce, the emotional roller coaster, if you will, of divorce is really kind of a natural transition. The first few episodes we talked about really the stages of how to go through the divorce and different things that you're going to, interact and deal with. The emotional roller coaster not only happens during the divorce, but really can be a lasting effect that happens for periods of time after the divorce. So it really feels like kind of a natural transition into getting into the actual life after divorce, as the show is named. But that being said, I want to make sure that we talk about there's 6 basic human emotions, and divorce brings all 6 of them out. Okay, so those 6 basic emotions are surprise, anger, fear, happiness, disgust, sadness. Like, you can go through all 6 of those over the course of several months. You can go through all 6 of those in the course of a week, even a day. I can experience all 6 of these emotions in a given day. So you think about all the things that are going on with you mentally, physically, you talk about emotionally, all the changes that are happening around you. Like, there is a lot going on, which is why I say I don't ever wish divorce upon anybody, because it is a huge undertaking. And some people struggle with this, especially after the divorce, by really trying to numb the emotions. They suffer from depression, they suffer from anxiety, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, abusive relationships in the future. The list just goes on and on and on. And the goal and reason why I want to bring this to light now is you can address these and make yourself a much happier person and a much joy-filled person sooner rather than later. So I talk about that because not only do you deal with this, your kids are going through this as well. So again, all the emotional, all the mental, all the physical, all the transitions that you're dealing with, your kids are getting to go through this. And again, I say get to go through this. They didn't file for divorce. They don't understand. It wasn't their fault. You didn't file because of them. And yet they get passed back and forth and start sleeping in different houses or different apartments or whatever the situation is. And their whole world as they've known it their entire lives have been flipped upside down. The whole thing has been. So the other part of the kids aspect that I want to mention is don't ever talk about your ex negatively in front of the kids. I don't care whether you have a lot of respect for your ex, you absolutely cannot stand them. I don't care. As far as your kids see, you are their perfect parent. The ex is their perfect parent. And for you to cloud that or create more tension or more turmoil or more problems for your children by talking negatively about their mom or talking negatively about their dad just adds to more emotional roller coaster that they're having to deal with. Why make it more difficult on them? This whole thing wasn't their fault to start with. They got drugged through this whole process because of you two monkeys. Yet you talk negatively about their other parent or the other parent talks negatively about you, like, does nothing to help the children at all. Just makes the whole thing more difficult. Which brings me into therapy. Therapy, I've been asked about this before. I encourage therapy because, and it doesn't matter to me if you're seeking out a professional therapist, a friend, a relative, somebody from church, whatever it is. I encourage therapy because it's not about, a sign of weakness. To me, therapy is about you taking an active approach of getting out of your own way and really wanting to move forward with your life, because you're getting third-party assistance in how to get out of your own way, because you've been struggling. You can't get things fixed. It's just continuing to be a snowball effect on you. Trust me, been there. I know it. So seeking out therapy actually allows you, or therapist or something, helps you work with a third party to not minimize, not simplify, but kind of in a way simplify and help you break down all the complicated thinking and all the complicated noise that's in your world, and just break it down into what I can handle and what I can deal with, and the rest of it, send it off to the man upstairs. Let him deal with it. This is what I can handle. I can't handle all the rest of this. Send it off and let him take care of it. So that's kind of where I'm at with therapy. And the other thing, tying back to therapy, is that you might be a victim in what was your marriage. I will say it that way, not in your marriage, but what was your marriage. Maybe you were the victim, okay? Whether you got cheated on, you were abused, the other person just grew out of the relationship, like whatever it was. Let's say you're the victim for a minute. This is your opportunity to hit the reset button. Even if you were the one that made the mistakes, even if you were the one that we'll say caused the divorce, whatever, this is your opportunity to hit the reset button on life. Okay, that's why I look at, some people talk about divorce and say, well, divorce is kind of like the ending of a chapter and the beginning of a new chapter. I actually look at it as divorce is the ending of a book and the beginning of a new book, because the book you were writing, you've now completed. That book is done. You're not going back to that book. That book is complete. You're starting a brand new book. And some people really struggle with change, hence going back to the numbing of the emotions. And so this is your opportunity. If you were the victim, and I'll use this as the example, if you were the victim, this is your opportunity to grow, learn more about yourself, learn more about what you're looking for, be a better communicator, learn about things that again went well and didn't go so well before, so that you don't make the same mistakes again. Because you can't always be the victim, okay? You can't be the victim all the time. Like that's not how this works. If you're the victim, you are your own problem. Let's start there. But if things didn't work out well the first time, how can I learn more about myself, and how can I grow more as a person, be through my faith, be through my family, be through how I approach things, be through how life affects me, or how the daily life affects me, and how I want to live a more joy-filled life. If I can figure those things out, guess what? I'm not going to have the same issues going into my next relationship that I just came out of. Because if you're the victim of this next relationship, like you were the first relationship, where's the common denominator? It's not these other people. It's you. You are the common denominator. So use this opportunity to really figure things out, and how you want to live the rest of your life, how you want to pursue the rest of your life, because this emotional roller coaster stuff doesn't go away. It just changes. Again, you're starting a brand new book over here. The pages are blank. Where do I start? What do I do? How do I do? Guess what? We get to figure that out. And again, some people really struggle with that. So it's not like, hey, I got through the divorce. I have this massive amount of relief of I got rid of all that baggage and it's all gone. Great. The emotional roller coaster doesn't stop. You're still going to deal with all of these emotions. It's just going to be different going forward. So make sure that you are working on bettering yourself. I want to be better today than I was yesterday. Yesterday I had, whatever. I had a nervous breakdown. I had whatever happened to me yesterday. Today I'm not going to have that. Today's a new day. I'm going to, fresh start. I get the new 24 hours. I'm going to be a better person than I was yesterday. Those are the things that I want to highlight as far as the emotions and the emotional roller coaster that we get to go through as going through a divorce. So I'm going to leave you there today. There are other things that I'd like to share. We'll talk about in other episodes. But in the meantime, again, if you have questions, feel free to email me here at my email address. But wish you a great day and a great joy-filled life. Thanks a lot for joining me. We'll see you next time.